Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Yeah, so I'm ready to switch to you.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Yeah, what do I do?
You just do I said because my laptop will be live streaming.
Okay, it's live streaming now. You can go on.
Co-host, yeah. Because I'm not able to.
If I make a host, you can scroll.
But it will, yeah, I can scroll. No, you need to step in, but you want to start hosting that.
It might. So.
I mean, the live thing, that's not the stress. But if you want to just hosting is fine. The live.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to devotees to today's Bhagavatam class. It's going to be Chaitanya Charitamrita class. We are very happy to see everyone here. And today we're going to be discussing from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 5, verse 109. And the chapter is entitled the glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram. We are still speaking about the glories of the Lord, and we are very happy to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami with us. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and Srila Prabhupada Maharaj. And it is all yours, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Aribo, can you hear me?
Yes, Maharaj, very clear.
Good, thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Yasyam Sab Samsa Paramad Kilanam Postal Vishnur Bhatti Dugdag Disai Shauni Bharatyad Kalasopyanastas Tam Nityananda Rama Prabhat Tam Sri Nityananda Raman Prabhadye. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the feet of Nityananda Ram, whose secondary part is the Vishnu lying in the ocean of milk. That Shirodai Vishnu is the super soul of all living entities and the maintainer of the universes. Seshanaga is his further subparts. This is very technical information. One thing important for us to understand, that same Nityananda, who is the associate and older brother in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, is also the powerful manifestation that he was very much involved with the creation of the material energy, which is given here. Next verse. Narayanir Nabinalam Madhyate Dharani Dharanira Madhya Sapta Samudra Yagani. The material planets rest within the stem that grows from the lotus navel of Lord Narayan. Among these planets are 7 oceans. You can imagine how big Lord Narayan is if there are planets and oceans that lie within his lotus navel. We can't imagine. We can just accept that it's immeasurable. Anha Shirodadi Madhya Sweta Dvipanama Palayita Vishnu Tanase Nijadama. There, in part of the ocean, lies Sweta Dweep, the abode of the sustainer, Lord Vishnu. Purport. In the Siddhanta Siromani, an astrological text, the different oceans are described as follows: the ocean of salt water, the ocean of milk, the ocean of yogurt, the ocean of clarified butter, the ocean of sugarcane juice, the ocean of liquor, the ocean of sweet water. On the southern side of the ocean of salt water is the ocean of milk, where Lord Shirodaksai Vishnu resides. He is worshipped there by demigods like Brahma. So we are familiar with Omagyantimidandasya Ginajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya Satarine Vanchakalpataru Vischa Kripa Sindhu Peva Chapatitanam Pavane Bhyo Vaishnave Bhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are familiar with this one ocean, series of oceans of salt water. But here we find beyond this planet, there are other planets, and they're higher planets, some of them, and they have different oceans. There's an ocean of milk, yogurt, clarified butter, which is ghee, sugarcane, liquor, sweet water. You see, ocean number 2, 3, 4 are all connected with the cow. So you see how important the cow is. We have oceans of milk, yogurt, and ghee. On this other side of the ocean of salt water is the ocean of milk. So we get a little geographical understanding. So we think, well, is it possible to have an ocean of milk? Why not? If the absolute truth and his creation is inconceivable, then something inconceivable is not measurable by us. Because what is our experience, what we understand from our relationship with our activities here in this material world. But there are other planets, just like there's a planet, the sun is a planet, and on the planet of sun, there are living entities. Their bodies are made of fire. It's like our bodies are mostly made of water and some earth. Just like in the water, there are fish whose bodies are made primarily for water. Well, we are on what is called the Earth planet because our bodies are really, because we live on the Earth planet. That's why. Although most of this planet is covered with water, in fact, there's more water than there is land mass. So why is it called the Earth planet? If there is more water, why isn't it called, the Jaladuta or something, or something referred to as water? The reason is that because the main living entities are the human beings on this planet, and they live on the earth. Therefore, this is the Earth planet. We don't live in the water. So God's creation is not within our range of understanding, simply by our telescopes, microscopes, and other forms of information gathering, because it is achintya, beyond the range of the senses, and it's inconceivable. Therefore, we can accept what the Shastras say. Just like to give you an example of something that is unusual, but we also have some experience with it. Just like there's certain circuses where they have what is called, they call it the freak show. That's what they call it, where they have a person who may have 3 heads, or a dog that has 4 heads. And these are actually living entities with that many heads and arms, more arms than we have. So people pay money, go to these just to see these out of the ordinary creatures. So if we can see that here with 2 heads, some people have 2 heads, some dogs have 4 heads, why not, 100 heads? If you can deviate or not deviate, if you can go outside of the norm a little, why not? Why is it impossible to go outside of the norm in a bigger way? Because once you go outside of the norm, then you can accept that that is also another form of normality, but not within the range of our existence. Okay, so we can go on to the next verse. Sakale Jivaner Tinho Haya Antaryami Jagat Palaka Tinho Jagatira Swami. He is the super soul of all living entity. He maintains this material world and he is its Lord. The Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Purva 2.36 to 4.2, gives the following description of the Vishwaloka within this universe. It's quoted from the Vishnu Dharmotara. Above Rudra Loka, the planet of Lord Shiva is called Vishnu Loka, 400,000 miles in circumference. It is the planet called Vishnu Loka. It's 400 miles in circumference, 400,000 miles, which is inaccessible by any mortal living being. Above that Vishnu Loka and east of the Sumera hill is the golden island called Mahavishnu Loka, the ocean where the salt water is. Lord Brother Brahma and other demigods somehow go there to meet Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu lies there with the goddess of fortune, and it is said that during the 4 months of the rainy season, he enjoys sleeping on that Sheshanaga bed. East to Sumera is the ocean of milk, in which there is a white city on a white island where the Lord can be seen sitting with his consort, Lakshmi Devi, on the throne of Shesha. This feature Vishnu also enjoys sleeping during the 4 months of the rainy season. The Svetadweep in the Milk Ocean is situated just south of the ocean of salt water. It is calculated that the area of Svetadweep is 200,000 square miles. This transcendently beautiful island is decorated with desired trees to please Lord Vishnu and his consorts. There are references to Svetadweep in the Brahmanda Purana, Vishnu Purana, Mahabharata, and Padma Purana. And there is also the following reference in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 15, verse 18. Svetadweepa patu chitram sura dharma maya mai dharana chitvatam yati on saruma yahi rahito naraha. My dear Uddhava, you may not know that my transcendental form of Vishnu in Svetadweep is identical with me in divinity. Anyone who places this Lord of Svetadweep within his heart can surpass the pangs of the 6 material tribulations: hunger, thirst, birth, death, lamentation, and illusion. Thus one can attain his original transcendental form. So more about what is beyond the range of the senses. With that form on Svetadweep, and that island of Svetadweep is within the material world. And that's where Lord Vishnu stays, that's described here, with his consort. And when there's ever a need for the Lord to incarnate due to the disturbances on the earth caused by the demoniac populations, then, and the demigods unable to deal with the catastrophe, they go to Lord Vishnu. Or actually, no, they go to Lord Brahma. And Brahma, along with the demigods headed by Indra, they go to Lord Vishnu. And that's just like when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear about the advent of Lord Krishna. In that narration, it is explained the earth was disturbed by an overburden of so many powerful demons that Mother Bhumi was suffering. The earth is a living being. And when we commit sinful activities on the earth, we cause harm to the earth. Just like it says that the earth can tolerate a lot of difficulties, a lot of calamities, but she cannot tolerate one who is a liar. That is considered one of the worst sins, one who lies. So, when we want to understand more, we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we understand things through transcendental knowledge coming from higher authorities. Evam parampara praktir evam rajaso vidu. Knowledge comes down. So we should be reading and hearing regularly Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, those of you who are listening to this are there. Most of you are coming every day. But we should try to understand what is this knowledge that is being given to us, how important it is in our life. How can it be seen from different angles of vision? In other words, we should not simply hear and accept, but we should investigate the quality and the meaning of this knowledge in terms of how it can be used in our life and how we can also gain in the knowledge of Krishna and the creation that he has developed. So to read Bhagavatam, to hear Bhagavatam, to hear Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is described as being another form of Bhagavatam in the sense that it is the life of Lord Chaitanya, and therefore it is living Bhagavatam. Although we describe it in terms of Lord Chaitanya, it is actually Bhagavatam in the form of the life and teachings and activities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in one sense, Chaitanya Charitamrita is non-different than Bhagavatam because both are giving the pure knowledge of the personality of Godhead, one with Krishna and his incarnations, the other one with Lord Chaitanya, along with his associates, for such as Nityananda, Advaita, Srivas, Gadadhar, and many others. This knowledge will set you free. Actually, if we read and study these books, we will understand more about our relationship with Krishna, and at the same time, we will not be so much affected by the movement of the material energy. Material energy will move, but one who remembers Krishna tries to understand the philosophy that's based on our relationship with Krishna and the higher knowledge all about the qualities and activities of Krishna, automatically can be protected from all of the calamities of this material world. And then there's so many calamities. Every day, especially in Kali Yuga, every minute there's a calamity in Kali Yuga. No one is happy here. Even within the society of devotees are always finding themselves in difficult situations. Of course, one who is fixed in devotional service is never in a difficult situation, but some of us who are beginners on the path, we still don't have sufficient understanding of the practice, nor how the material energy is affecting us. We get easily overcome by disturbances that come by way of interaction with the material energy and the living entities within the material energy. But therefore, Srila Prabhupada said, I wrote these books for the devotees, not simply for selling or making some profit based on transcendental distribution of knowledge. No, Prabhupada wanted us to read these books and understand. And this knowledge becomes what we say, a quality that one gains in terms of the personality that it helps to develop. In other words, the knowledge is no longer theoretical. It's actually a part of your existence. You live that knowledge. You experience the knowledge. You feel that knowledge. You are guided by that knowledge. It becomes part of you. And therefore, this knowledge is a Parushad, which means it's coming from nothing in this material world. It's not coming from anything in this material world. It's coming from the Supreme Lord through his pure devotees, and in many cases, the Supreme Lord directly. So we shouldn't get overwhelmed or think that this knowledge here about oceans and what we say, islands and different things beyond it. It's interesting. It's really interesting. And when we actually go deeper into it, we find it is as unlimited as Krishna. because there is so much about this knowledge that we haven't even scratched the surface yet. So knowledge gives transcendental happiness. Knowledge gives protection against material difficulties and the attacks of the material energy. Knowledge awakens our attraction for Krishna. Knowledge helps us to maneuver our life in such a way that we don't fall into the pitfalls of material entanglement. What to avoid, what not to avoid, like that. So this knowledge is so valuable, and you can't find it anywhere else because it is not part of this world. It has been given to us by the great souls. Evam paramparam prakti, evam rajaso vidu. The great souls have heard it, and then they speak it, and others qualify themselves to also speak it by becoming self-realized by hearing it. One of the processes of self-realization is to hear. You can be fully Krishna conscious simply by hearing, by chanting, by remembering. Like that. You don't need more than that. But still, more is available. Okay, so we can stop there and discuss a little bit about this knowledge.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for this wonderful class. Thank you for explaining it so simply, so simple and so sweet. Thank you, Maharaj. We'd like to ask devotees if you can turn on your videos wherever possible, and so that we can have each other's association. If there's anyone would like to ask a question, please do raise your hand, or if you put it in the chat, I'll be happy to read it. Marge, when you were speaking about Mother Earth, and that the one thing that she cannot tolerate is lies. March, why is that I'm just curious because there are so many other things that people are doing that's torturing her. Why is lies the only one? I mean, there's so much more devious stuff than just lies.
Why is lying? Well, have to understand how harmful lies are. Just like we get lied to all the time through the media, and people believe it and find themselves in difficult situations. I don't know if you heard of the situation just recently. And one man in America went to the CDC office in Atlanta, Georgia, with an automatic rifle and started shooting up the whole place. CDC is the Center for Disease Control. So he felt that his health went down by taking the advice that he was given during the COVID time. And because he took the advice, his health went down. And he became crazy, and he decided to do something crazy. So he came with a gun, and he started shooting up the whole place. That was just about a week ago. So, I mean, we get lied to all the time by the media, by doctors, by professors. Lying is so bad because people have faith in leaders, and then when they get lied to, it destroys that faith. And then it also causes them calamities in their life because they accept the lies as truth, and then they act, and then they find themselves in difficulty. So yeah, that's mentioned in the Bhagavatam in the 8th canto, that the earth can tolerate a lot, but she cannot tolerate a liar. Lying is a very heinous way to present Yeah, and who can help but not lie? Nowadays, lying is sophistry. Well, you might say it's even more than that, but sometimes most of it is sophistry. Sophistry means telling the truth with some lies mixed in. So sophistry means half truth, half lie. Well, you find that everywhere. But therefore, even Prabhupada would say, how many Bhagavad Gita editions are there? But who's worshiping Krishna? Only when we actually did Bhagavad Gita as it is, as Krishna intended it, the meaning to be, that we actually found dedicated followers whose lives were transformed by following the teachings of Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Other people, I mean, I could give you many stories about incidents about, how people take the scriptures and they turn it around and they become cheaters. There's one guru, he's in India now, very popular guru. Two of our devotees went to see him and they asked him a question. What do you think of Ram and Krishna? He said, there's no such thing as Ram and Krishna. That's just some mythology. And he's big. He's big. He's got a big following. Just recently, he had a satsang with 150,000 people. So this is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, there's so many cheaters out there. So many cheaters. And so that way, we were saved by Srila Prabhupada, who came to give us the actual method to live life, not only in a spiritual way, but how to live in a material way that is beneficial to our well-being. Prabhupada taught so many things, not just materially. He taught about politics, he taught about food, he taught about health, he taught about sociology, taught about economics. Prabhupada gave us everything connected to Krishna. But he gave us the Vedic culture, which is the ideal culture for the human being, according to higher authority or Shastra. Every nowadays, I just got something on my phone the other day. It was really kind of interesting. I forgot who sent it to me, but I don't know if I should say this, but anyway, it says that when you hear something from the media, you should know that the opposite is true. They became very specific. It says the opposite is true. I mean, this is what I got from some reputable doctors. These were doctors who were talking about medical advice given over the media.
Thank you, Marge, because and
Lying is just it's just very harmful.
and Marge, I just saw a hand up, but it went down. I think it was Shiva Kumar. I don't see him online now. He might be coming back, I think. I don't know. But if anyone has a question, please, just raise your hand and I will definitely, call upon you. Because Marge, I come across situations, where one is not aware that one is lying because it becomes such a second nature, like it's part of their life, it's part of their being, and and it's so hard to develop a relationship, let alone trust, knowing that person to be that way. Like it's just like part of the being. They just don't they it's like they can't do without it. Like a better word.
Well, it basically says you can only trust a pure devotee. You can't trust anyone else. Because a pure devotee will only give you the truth. Everyone else has material desires, and many times when they speak, they mix in their own personal interests when they speak. So you're getting something less than what is the actual. Of course, if someone is repeating the pure devotee, if they're repeating Krishna, if they're repeating the acharyas who are pure, then we can accept that as being truth.
Thank you, Maharaj.
That's why when people speak, they should be able to back up whatever they say by Shastra or by the words of the spiritual master. If they can't, then that whatever they say is subject to, be rejected.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
Balavanita Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Sri Nityananda. I chanted 64 rounds on Ekdasi, and I chanted, was it 32 rounds yesterday. Just as you said, Maharaj, I experienced some, I don't know if it's samadhi or not. I experienced trance-like states at 16 rounds. But surely, just as you said, once you start getting into 30 and 40, that range, I do feel like I'm in another planet for sure. It is amazing, truly.
Everybody listen to this very carefully.
But it does take 6.5 hours or so to chant 64 rounds.
Time well spent.
Yes, after having done it for the first time, it does make 16 rounds seem like not very much for sure. I kind of want to do 64 rounds now in general. I mean,
go for it.
I just can't, after changing to that, I can't even imagine what my consciousness will be like. That is that bliss, just as you said, Maharaj.
Yeah, it's on another level. Because sometimes we use a little antidote. We say, your japa starts on round 17. What does that mean? You have to chant 16 rounds. So, but beyond that, you're actually doing it on your own. That means you're actually making a personal offering, sacrifice to Krishna.
Yeah, as I researched it, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he said that, only after 64 rounds does Krishna even hear you, something like that.
That was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, I think.
I confused those names, but
yeah. Yeah. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, which is Prabhupada's guru, he had anyone who lived within the temple, they used to call it the mat, they had to chant 64 rounds. And those who went out preaching, they could chant 16 rounds because their whole day was engaged in preaching. So only the preachers didn't have to chant 64 rounds. But the ones who stayed in the temple, who were doing the temple services, or usually devotees in ISKCON, when they stay in the temple, they like to do Nidra yoga.
That's the yoga of sleep, yes.
Exactly.
Maharaj is being funny.
that's fascinating. Yoga Nidra, is that something that we should be as devotees practicing as well?
No, forget it.
Yeah, it sounds very difficult, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, don't, it has nothing to do with making advancement. Nidra sometimes is used as a word to mean Krishna's sleeping. When Krishna sleeps, it's called Yoga Nidra, because when he sleeps, everyone benefits. And but when he sleeps, he's still transcendently aware of everything that's going on at the same time. That's why it's called yoga. Yoga means, in this way, it means spiritual sleep. But we can't do that. And when we sleep, we just go into the modes of ignorance. We make all kinds of funny sounds too when we're sleeping. I have one disciple. Wherever he goes, everybody leaves the room.
He's a musician.
Yeah, he's trying to create some new melodies. Okay, let's get back to the
Yes, Marge. Marge, if I can request you, Marge, if you can just pull your laptop screen a little bit so we can see the bottom part, so we can see it. Perfect, Marge. Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Balavanita Prabhu, I hope that answered your question.
No, he made a point.
Oh, there's a comment. Sorry, there's a comment. That's right. Right.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Balavanita.
Just to confirm what I said, there's an experience by Balaban Nitai. So devotees should think about that. You want to really go deeper into Krishna consciousness and experience that transcendental happiness, just chant.
It is truly a mission of bliss, no question. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
Thank you, Balavanita Prabhu. Damodar, you're next.
Your mother's calling you, Damodar. Come on.
Maharaj, sometimes he can be a rascal, Maharaj.
Sometimes he cannot be a rascal.
That's right, Maharaj.
Everybody loves Damodar anyway.
Oh, yes, we really mess with him.
Sarvanga Sundar Damodar, where are you?
I know, Damodar, we're waiting for you.
He's gone. Let's go to Shiva Kumar.
Yes, Shiva Kumar, go ahead, Prabhu. We'll wait for Damodar later.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj and Lord Proms. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, one question I had from today's session, Maharaj. Speaking of this topic of this knowledge and realization, I'm just trying to understand, Maharaj, when we speak of devotion, we are hearing two things, and I'm trying to understand how do those things reconcile? Like we say devotion is internal. It is between us as to what we feel inside the heart, between us and Krishna, and of course, a spiritual master, and through the medium of spiritual master. And also we hear the emphasis on service, where it is through the service only the knowledge can be realized. We can perceive Krishna, we cannot perceive Krishna through the senses. So it seems bhakti is both internal, in my understanding, Maharaj, please correct me, more in terms of sadhana, and also equal emphasis is given for service, which is external. It seems at some point both these things converge. So I'm trying to
wait a minute. I have to make a correction on what you're saying. The service is not just external. Actually, Srila Prabhupada never liked the word service. He said devotional service. And if you read his books, he writes devotional service, not just service. So service with devotion, that is bhakti. Service goes on everywhere in this world also. The employee is serving the employer. The student is serving the teacher. So, there's so many kinds of service, but devotional service is spiritual. It's bhakti. That pertains to the process of kind of worshiping the Supreme Lord. So our service is devotional. So it's not external. It's manifested outside external, but it's an expression of the heart.
Did that help, Prabhu?
Yes, I'm getting. So Maharaj,
Yeah.
just a
It's
Yes.
and you're getting a little caught up in semantics, that's all.
Mm, 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 mm. So Maharaj, if I understand correctly, the service has this devotion which is inherent to it and which is inseparable from it, and it is
Yeah.
just an expression of devotion, and it's not separate from the devotion that we have inside the heart, is what I'm hearing, Maharaj.
Yeah, it's devotional service. It's bhakti is devotional service, not just service.
Mm.
Krishna is not attracted by service, he's attracted by devotional service. Service with devotion. Devotion means with feeling, with a desire to please.
Helpful, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Stand out.
Okay.
Thank you. Sridevi, you're up, Prabhu, next.
Thank you, Anasuya. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, you spoke on a very important point, which I really want a little more clarification on. You said we get lied to all the time by leaders, by doctors, by teachers. And you quoted Srimad Bhagavatam 8th canto, where earth cannot tolerate even a weight of a liar, though she can hold, etc., mountains and all. And then you said you can only trust a pure devotee or one who's repeating the words of a pure devotee. So now when we have the scene where we are getting lied to all the time, we can only trust the pure devotee. Nobody else can we trust. And if that's the case, how can we live in communities? How can we, trust each other when the whole atmosphere is vitiated by these liars and cheats? What's the effect on people or devotees?
Well, we shouldn't be listening to these people. Not if these people are in authority, then they should be challenged based on whatever they say. You're saying this, but we can see it's not true, or you'll have to substantiate what you say. So, if someone is saying something to you and you can understand it's not true or it's half truth, you question it. You don't just accept it because you think that's the way to go. Question it. Even the disciple can question the instructions given by the spiritual master for the sake of understanding deeper and more of those instructions or getting clarification on whatever has been given. But today's world, it's full of lying. That's all it is. The media is just one big lying propaganda. That's all it is. What do you think advertising is? Advertising is lying. Advertising is trying to sell you something that you don't need. They have to create some scenario to attract your mind into getting interested in buying something. So that's a kind of what we say lying or cheating. That's all it is.
It's a very nice question, Sridevi, because I had a similar point and you just said it so nicely in a question form because, yeah.
According
It's-
to the Manu Samhita, a businessman cannot make more than 25% profit. In other words, 25% profit that he gains from his activities of business.
Mm.
Nowadays, Prabhupada was just talking to you. I was listening. Prabhupada was saying people are they buy something for $1 and they sell it for $500. They resell it for
Yep.
$500. And that's the exact words that Srila Prabhupada said. Everything's cheating nowadays. You're being cheated.
Everything.
And what did Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati say? The whole world is cheaters and cheated. There's those are cheating and those who are being cheated.
Yep. Yep.
So don't listen to anything but the spiritual masters, the those who are representing the spiritual masters. If you're dealing with devotees, then you assume what they say is true. You have some trust because they're devotees. But when you think about some of the things, you may also question and see, based on your questioning, whether there's more to it than what they're saying.
Hope that helps, Sri Devi. So, but very good question, though.
Yes, thank
To
you.
be-
Thank you
to
so
be-
much.
To be a cheater, you have to be a liar.
Hmm.
We live in a very crazy, dangerous world.
We want to put trust in others, but you should be very suspect when you hear things and try to validate what you're hearing to make sure it is what is correct, you know.
Mhm.
What did Prabhupada say? He said, well, this is a little off the subject. Prabhupada said, a goat will eat anything and a madman will say anything.
Mm.
Be ready. You're going to get another bombarding of lies coming up again. Get ready. Take shelter of those who are what we say, hearing from the pure sources and are living according to that. I mean, you can't help but get cheated a little bit, but when the cheating actually causes you, harm, then you have to be very wary of the sources you're getting information from. Just like the statistics shows that in the United States, 15,000 people every month die of the cure when they go to the doctor for some ailment. So you get sick, you go to the doctor, and he kills you. 15,000 people a month. That's in America. That's a statistic, and that is an undeniable statistic. It's also given by the Food and Drug Administration that has validated that statistic. So we're being cheated every minute. You're buying food, but what is the quality of the food you're eating? Advertising always tells you everything is the best, but that's advertising. They get whatever they have to say to buy the product. They get you to buy the product.
But how can we trust whatever they are saying? Like for now, for an example, there's been a recent change in the management. They have done all kinds of things. And their claim is, oh, the previous management was very corrupt. They stole 100 crores of rupees. They did this, they did that. We're getting them arrested and this and that. And well, what were they doing while all this was going on? Now they claim that those people were corrupt and so they had to do all those things. How do we know that these people were not part of the game? They had a fallout and now they're claiming that they are the good guys and that guy is the bad guy.
Well, that's the chance you take when you're always hoping that what comes in now will be better and more honest, but it depends on the people. They say the length and breadth of an organization is the quality of the people in it. So people have to be honest. They have, in devotional service, the idea of devotional service is to serve for the benefit of Krishna, to serve for the benefit of others, not to try to gain anything from your service. Gaining anything from your service is karma mishra bhakti. It's mixed. It's tinged by the mode of passion. Service is alabila sita sunin, jnana karmana vitamanakulena krishna silam bhakti uttama. It's free from any personal motivation. It's for Krishna and with a desire to please Krishna. That's bhakti. And when you live like that, you're happy. Because it's not like you're not getting anything. You're getting more than anybody else who's trying to get something. You're getting the happiness. You're getting knowledge. You're getting freedom from material suffering. When you practice bhakti according to how bhakti is meant to be practiced, all of your good qualities start to manifest, and you become happy.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Right?
Thank you, Shri Devi. Mayur, you're up next. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please get my humble obeisances, all glories to the Prabhupada, and all glories to the Tamil devotees. My question isn't related to the class from today, but it's just as I'm reading the Bhagavad Gita again, it's something that's come up that I don't understand yet again, which is Kshetra and Kshetra Gyan. And what I just don't understand it. Every time I read it, I try to unpick it, but I still don't understand it.
Kshetra and Kshetra Gyan, one is knower of the field, and Kshetra is the field. Kshetra Gyan is you. You are the knower of your body, and the field is called the body. So we are the knower of our own field. We know our body, and therefore we are called Kshetra Gyan. But Krishna is supreme, that he knows all bodies. So we may know our body, we are called Kshetra Gyan, but he is the supreme Kshetra Gyan, where he knows all bodies. And the field is termed as Kshetra. Kshetra means field, that's all. So where's our field of activities? With our body. We have a body, and because we have a body, we perform activities.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the third verse of the, what is it? What chapter is that? Chapter 11? No, chapter 13. Chapter 13. If you're really interested in that chapter is the most philosophical chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. One devotee wrote a book called Chapter 13, and he went through the whole thing and described the verses in a very expanded way. It's very interesting. It's done by, let's see, Harikesh. He was formerly Harikesh Maharaj. And then when he wrote that book, he was Harikesh Maharaj. And it's a very nice book. I have a copy of it. If you like philosophy, you like to delve into some difficult philosophical understanding, which is good for the mind, it's good for the intelligence. It sharpens your intelligence when you read things that are a little hard to understand because it forces you to think, forces you to reference also. So we recommend devotees to read things that are a little hard to understand because it sharpens your mind, it sharpens the intelligence.
And by your question, Mayur, I'm sure many of us learned. Thank you for asking your question. Thank you.
Could I just ask a little something else as well?
Please.
It's within the 13th chapter. It says one of the verses says that that the field, like the body, is the one doing the actions, but the neurons or the soul isn't the one doing. I think it's something like that. I could be wrong. It's like not doing it. But does that mean that the soul is it's just that it's empowered by Krishna to allow the body to do the work, whatever it is, to use the five senses and
It's the mind that's working. The soul is neutral. The soul doesn't touch matter. But the soul desires, and therefore it activates the mind and the senses, and then some mind and the senses, they act. But the soul, because the soul is spiritual and the activities in the material world are opposite, the soul doesn't touch it. Although the soul is under the illusion that it's acting, but it's not acting.
Oh.
It's the mind that's acting. It's the senses that is acting.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj. That makes a lot of sense now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mayur.
And Mayur, it really benefited many of us, as I can speak for myself. So thank you for asking that question. Thank you. Shranky, please, you're next up with your question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj. Maharaj, please forgive me if I'm creating any offenses. Today, Rehan was very adamant that I want to talk to Maharaj and I want to say Hare Krishna. I haven't seen, he started his school this week. So he was like, I haven't seen Maharaj for many days.
Shranky, we're trying to have a philosophical, we're having a philosophical discussion. It's not, if you want to bring your son into talk, wait to the end. We want to keep the philosophy going. This is what we're doing. Try to understand what's going on. We're not here to just patronize everybody's feelings. We're here to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So
Sure, Maharaj.
you can bring your son, and at the end, when everyone's done, and then just come on, and then he can speak something, and that's fine. But now, as long as the questions are going on, we should keep the mood of the questions going.
I'm sorry, Maharaj. Please forgive me, Maharaj. I'll remember that.
No, not for you didn't do anything wrong. I'm just instructing you on how the protocol should go on.
Wow. Sure, Maharaj.
For the sake of everyone, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Richard, you're next.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is about one devotee who's fairly new, Bhakta, that we went back and forth talking. He wanted to know more about Krishna consciousness. I'm going to read the text that he sent to me because I didn't respond to it. I just wanted your opinion on it first. So he said, Hare Krishna, when it started normally how we go on the obeisances, go to the Prabhupada. I don't know why Krishna is making everything so confusing for me. I'm reading verbatim now. And he's not on now, so I can read. That's why I'm doing that. Different scriptures say different names are supreme. Just because I feel God practice devotion in this way, how am I supposed to fully believe that ISKCON has the answers that others don't? It's very frustrating, and I'm crying right now. I'm thinking about leaving all religion because I just want to love Krishna, and he keeps confusing me. I feel like nobody understands this frustration. I could respond to him, but I didn't. I just said, I want to hear you first.
All right. Why do the scriptures give statements that the Agni Purana, Agni is the supreme, and many Puranas, Shiva is the supreme? So why do they say that? Because there's a reason. The scriptures are not only teaching pure devotional service. You have to understand there are other scriptures that are teaching mixed devotional service for people who are not on the level of accepting pure devotional service. The scriptures go down to people even on the ordinary level to try to raise them from one level to another. So there are people who are afflicted by the mode of passion. There's people who are afflicted by the mode of ignorance. To keep them connected to the Vedas, these things are given. In other words, keep them in the house of Veda rather than going outside and worshiping independently. That's why if they worship these other deities, they'll gradually move up in the process towards ultimately coming to Krishna consciousness. So you have to understand things through the explanation given by the acharyas and not use your own limited, what we say, observation. Krishna doesn't confuse anyone. We just don't understand. And if you go for the answers, you'll get them, but you have to go to the right places to get the answers.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Even Bhagavad Gita says it so plainly, but so I got a little frustrated after teaching him for a while, and then he came up with this because he was reading everywhere else, and then I just decided I wouldn't respond just yet.
What's night for the conditioned soul is a time of awakening for the self-realized person. And what is time of awakening for the self-realized person is night for the conditioned soul.
Wow, that's really powerful, Maharaj.
That's fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Maharaj, I think the other challenge is that, everything is just as at the fingertips of a push of a button. And devotees, especially new ones, they just read anything and everything and they confuse themselves rather than going to ask a devotee, because Prabhupada uses the word so clearly, scrutinizingly study with devotees, but they just push a button and everything is on the internet and everything is just nonsense, and then they confuse themselves. And it's so hard to, stop that because it's all on the internet.
It's understandable. If you want to follow a spiritual practice, you have to follow according to a particular way that is given. You can't just bring things from all ways. Not yatapat, tatapat, I'm okay, you're okay. Or there's people who they call them self-eclectic. I'll take a little truth here, a little truth there, a little truth there. But how do they know it's truth? It's what they like. The mind will accept things it likes and reject things it doesn't like. But when you work under the spiritual master, he tells you, this is what to be accepted and this is what to be rejected. So whether you like it or not, that's the truth. But when you're not guided by a spiritual master, then you can, as Walt Whitman said, I think it was Henry David Thoreau, or maybe Henry David Thoreau said, both you and I read the Bible day and night, whereas you read white and I read, no, whereas you read black and I read white. People can interpret the scriptures in so many ways. Even I was talking to one very senior devotee in our movement. He said, you can, if you're really adept at philosophical knowledge, you can interpret Srimad Bhagavatam from the impersonal point of view.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And Marge, you know, and
Well,
when I
so
sorry.
the answer is, well, the answer is, what is that verse? Oh, it's so powerful. Mahajano yena katasapanta. That's the answer. Mahajano yena katasapanta was one has to follow in the footsteps of the self-realized souls. If you want to understand this process and if you want to make progress in the execution of devotional service. What is that verse? Oh, it's from the Mahabharata. Mahajano yena katasapanta. See if you can look up that last. It's the last line in the verse. It's
Marge, can you give me the last line of the verse, Marge, and I can search online?
Mahajano yena.
Yena Gata Sapanta.
Yeah.
Kata.
Mahajana
Kata, like,
Dharmasya Tattva Nihita Guhayam. That's right. That's the beginning. Dharmasya Tattva Nihitam Guhayam. Look it up there. Thank you, Damodar. And that's from Mahabharata. It's also mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
I will Google that right now, Maharaj.
This verse will take care of all of the doubts about how to understand and practice.
Marge, it's coming up in CC Madhya Lila
Yeah.
17186. I'll share the screen right now, Maharaj.
Yeah. Does it give the translation too?
Is this it, Maharaj?
Tarko Pratishta Shrutina Vibhinana Savrishayas Matanda Bindam Dharmasya Tattvad Vihitaya Guhayam Mahajano Yena Katasapanta. Go ahead, read the translation.
Sure, Maharaj. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, dry arguments are inconclusive. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from others is not considered a great sage. Simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. The solid truth of religious principles is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated self-realized person. Consequently, as the Shastras confirm, one should accept whatever progressive path the Mahajanas advocate.
Yep, there it is. What it says here, simply by study the Vedas, where one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles. And a great personality is not a great personality if they don't differ from others. So go to, what is that verse? It lists the Mahajans. It's in the sixth canto. I think the second chapter or third chapter, verse number 18, I think it is. Try 6:3:18.
6:3:18.
18.
This one, Maharaj?
Go down the list. Let me just see the different verses.
Sure, March. There we go.
It's 6/3/2021, Guru Maharaj.
No, that's not it. Okay, yeah, 2021. Yeah, thank you. Here you go. Sorry, you're right. Swayambhu Narada Sambhu Kumar Kapila Mano Pralada Janaka Bhishmo Bali Vyasaki Vayam. Go to the translation. Someone read.
Lord Brahma, Bhagavan Narada, Lord Shiva, the four Kumaras, Lord Kapila, the son of Devahuti, Swayambhuva Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janaka Maharaj, Grandfather Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, and I myself know the real religious principle. My dear servants, this transcendental religious principle, which is known as Bhagavat Dharma, or surrender unto the Supreme Lord and love for Him, is uncontaminated by the material modes of nature. It is very confidential and difficult for ordinary human beings to understand. But if by chance one can fortunately understands it, he is immediately liberated and thus he returns home back to Godhead.
So what the previous verse said, Mahajans. So here are the 12 Mahajans. Outside of this, there's no one knows the real religious principles.
Mm.
Well, and we follow, we're coming in the line of Lord Brahma.
Mm. Mm.
We take knowledge from Sukadev Goswami, we take knowledge from Grandfather Bhishma, from Prahlad Maharaj, from Lord Shiva, from Kapila, from Kumaras. We take knowledge coming from all of these other sources, but we follow our, what we say, Sampradaya Acharya, who is Lord Brahma. Well, he's
Thank
not
you,
the,
Marge.
yeah, he's the head of the Sampradaya. Our Sampradaya Acharya is who?
Brahmaji.
Brahma.
Hmm?
Brahma.
Our Brahmaji.
Mhm.
Madhvacharya?
No, yeah, Lord Brahma, yeah. No, there's an acharya for each of the four sampradayas. Who is the head acharya? Our sampradaya.
Madhvacharya.
Yeah, Madhvacharya.
Brahma Madhva Gaudiya.
Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. But we take most of our information from Lord Chaitanya because we are the Gaudiya Sampradaya. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's not just another acharya.
Thank you, Marge. Damodar is up, but Marge, actually, we have a devotee that just moved into our temple last night. His name is Bhakta Narayan, and he's using Damodar's phone, and he has a question to ask Marge.
Hare
Narayan,
Krishna
go
Maharaj.
ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Is my voice audible, Mataji?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yes, Maharaj. So my question is that, Maharaj, you were talking about these advertisements and all these things which are brainwashing people into buying their products and all. So, like, I find that the senses which we have, the mind and senses are doing the same with us. Like, we know that this thing is not going to make me happy, that I'm going to get stuck in here, and we know, we have got already the experience of what happens if we allow our senses to get in contact with sense object, but still we get cheated. Like, in that moment, we do not realize, and we do sense gratification, and then we repent, like, oh, we feel guilty, what have I done. Like, I feel like this is also the same thing, like they're always constantly cheating. So if the enemy is outside, like a social media and something else, we can avoid, but if these things are constantly with us 24/7, our mind and senses, so how can we realize that and stop this, Maharaj? Like,
Take knowledge from the authorities. Yeah, the mind, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says your mind is a non-devotee. And the senses are attracted to sense objects because the sense objects are stronger than the senses. But the mind is stronger than the sense objects. And therefore, the mind can pull the senses back away from the sense objects and be guided by the intelligence. And when the intelligence is nourished by Guru, Shadow, and Shastra, then we will always be in the position of acting properly or beneficially. So sharpen your intelligence through Guru, Shadow, and Shastra.
thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. Yeah, The senses are like serpents. They can bite anytime.
Thank you, Maharaj.
He's our new inmate, Maharaj.
Good, good. You're doing good. What's your name? Narayan?
Yes, Maharaj. My name is Narayan.
Oh, wonderful. Good, good. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful temple with Gornitai deities there. Yeah. And Anasuya, she likes to serve the devotees, so you're in a good position to gain a lot, learn a lot. Parikshit's there too.
Yes, Maharaj.
You got a new mother and father that are, what we say, interested in your ultimate welfare.
Yes, Maharaj.
So now Jit Mitra, Damodar, and Narayan, they are like the three musketeers at the temple.
Yeah, but make sure they don't carry any muskets.
Yes, Maharaj. I will definitely make sure of that, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. Hope that helped, Narayan.
Okay.
But that's a very nice
Thank,
question, Narayan. Very nice question. Really good question. Thank you.
Okay.
thank you, Maharaj.
Kumar, you're up next.
Thank you, Mataji. Maharaj, just one follow-up question, Maharaj, on the topic of um, using our intelligence to kind of ascertain the situation where we may be misled by others, be it non-devotees or even devotees for that matter. So on that front, Maharaj, I had this question. We understand that our intelligence is very limited, and also especially when we have to work with some senior devotees.
Whoa. Prabhupada would immediately stop you in a minute by saying, your intelligence is limited. Okay, we'll make it broader. He doesn't go, Prabhupada never goes for excuses why you can't do it. If you don't know, learn. The intelligence is low, increase your intelligence. Don't stay with a limited intelligence. Don't accept limited intelligence as the standard.
Okay.
But Prabhupada, I know how Prabhupada would respond to that. He'd say, well, broaden your intelligence. Get more intelligence. It's available. It's not that it's not available. It's available.
So, yes, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. I kind of listened to that instruction and I'll work on it, Maharaj. Maharaj, I'm just trying to bring two aspects, two factors into it, Maharaj. One, the faith we have in Krishna. Is it not true that we are interesting that faith in the devotees also? That's one aspect of it, Maharaj, that I wanted to bring in. And the second aspect is
yeah, that's true.
Yes, Maharaj. So, and the second aspect is, Maharaj, how do we see Krishna's hand in having us put through such situation? Is it for our purification and things like that, Maharaj? I just wanted to bring those two factors into the discussion and understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's a learning process. If you trust someone and then they betray your trust, then you're a little bit weary next time to give that same trust. Like I know someone, he's very good at making promises, but not so good at fulfilling them. So I don't depend on him so much.
That's a good one, Maharaj.
No, it's true. You learn. You're working with certain people, and you can see that they breach your trust or they do something different. Then next time you're careful.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Correct?
I don't agree with this sometimes.
Huh?
I don't agree with this sometimes. Because we have different expectation. Like what is for us, somebody makes something promise, our expectation maybe now or maybe tomorrow, but somebody making the promise maybe only in 5 days or maybe 1 month. Somebody needs shorter time or more time for the making promise. But
Well,
my expectation it may be now.
So Abadut is giving some points on this, the thing we were discussing, that, yeah, there's many extenuating circumstances that has to be considered.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you don't consider those things, it doesn't mean you give up your trust immediately. It's like if somebody says, all right, I'm going to do something, but they don't do something, something happens in their own life that causes them to have to change the situation.
Mm.
But at least they can inform you that this is the situation.
Mm. Mm.
If they don't inform you, then you still believe what they say, and then you find yourself stuck, you know?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yes. Yeah,
Like
I also.
I made a promise to go somewhere this weekend, and then I had a change. Something came up, and I was forced to make a change. So I notified the people that this is the change, and I'm not going to be able to be there. So,
Mm.
but sometimes people just, well, they change, but they don't inform the person that they made the promise to, and that's
Mm.
the worst part. Yeah.
Mm.
And Maharaj, that falls under integrity, Maharaj, or accountability, something like that?
It falls into laziness.
That's right, Maharaj. I agree, Maharaj. That's true, Maharaj. Yes.
Or, oh, you think, well, they should know that I already changed because I, it's not like,
I also have an admission, Maharaj, to just make it here, since it's kind of very centered to the topic that we are discussing. Even in my interaction, Maharaj, one of my interaction with the senior devotee did not go through fine, and I started introspecting. Only after a week or two, I realized that my motive itself was not pure in terms of how I approached a certain situation, and I could understand that my motive itself was compromised. And I went and apologized to the devotee that it is because of my conditioning that I thought it was pure, why I was approaching a situation in a certain way, but I just realized that it wasn't quite pure. So I also see that this conditioning also plays a role, Maharaj, in these things.
yeah, well, if you make a mistake and there's another people involved and they're affected by your mistake, apology is in line.
Mm.
Yeah, we make mistakes. If you're not a pure devotee, you're going to still make mistakes. The error is human, they say, right?
Mm.
We make mistakes,
Mm.
but try to avoid them. But still, it happens. Sometimes circumstances cause us to act in a different way, and it's the circumstance that brings up, and it looks like we did something wrong, but the circumstances dictated something different, and we were forced to act accordingly to the circumstance.
Mm. Mm.
Prabhupada's in a temple. A very important man comes in. Prabhupada's there, and he's standing with his brahmachari, and the man comes. Prabhupada greets him and says to the brahmachari, "Go get him some Mahaprasadam." So the boy leaves and goes into the pujari room, and he asks for Maha. The pujari says, "Well, I just put the offering on the altar, and you have to wait until the offering is over, then there'll be some Maha." Well, the boy leaves, he goes back to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, "No, bring it now." And so the boy went back, and the pujari was doing Gayatri at that time. He walked right past the pujari, went on the altar, picked up the plate, and brought it to Prabhupada. And there was a race because the pujari all of a sudden dropped his Gayatri, and both of them were coming towards Prabhupada. So who was wrong? Was the pujari wrong? No. Was the boy wrong? No. Circumstance.
Hmm.
Circumstances sometimes dictate situations that people blame other ones for making mistake, but sometimes the circumstances is unavoidable.
Marge, that was an amazing example, Marge. That is
Yeah.
like an amazing example.
That's the perfect example.
Perfect. I mean, it's like, why? Like, it's because it is really, really time, place, circumstance. Like, yeah.
Prabhupada didn't want the guests to wait. But the Pujari didn't understand that.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go for
Thank
the
you.
last question.
The last question, Sri Devi. Yes, I was, but thank you, Marge.
Yeah, because I have some things to do.
I
I was saying
apologize, Marge.
No, it's good.
just
John. This is an interesting discussion.
just as Guru Maharaj, you spoke about how we learn certain traits and behaviors of people, and then we know how to navigate around that, or we take precautions against that. Similarly, isn't it also true that we train people how to treat us by what we are willing to take and what we are not willing to take? Because especially in India, I'm so sorry to say this, women are treated very badly. Even in our here, Mayapur ISKCON, there is no respect for women. And the treatment of ladies in general is very poor. But if we keep quiet and don't do anything, this trend will simply continue, isn't it?
Well, you could talk to me on the side from that. I don't want to get into something controversial here.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Maharaj.
Okay, let's stop for now. And because
Thank you.
there's many factors that could be considered in your question. When you hear one side of a story, you immediately think, what's the other side? Is Shranky still there? Because she wanted to come on.
No, Maharaj, she's not on
Uh-oh.
the line.
Oh,
No.
anyway. Yeah, I couldn't stop just to break the conversation at the time. Because
It was a nice flow of questions and discussion. Lots of questions, Maharaj. Very, very nice questions, I think.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Marge, for this wonderful class. And thank you for giving us Krishna consciousness in such a simple form, Marge. I have to say that whenever we ask questions, you make it so simple and it's like done. So what's, thank you so much, Marge. And I hope everyone else feels the same way. And we always look forward to your classes and we look forward to everyone's association. And thank you for joining us. Vancha Kraptibhyascha, Kripa Sindhobevacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Holiness Candramauli Swami ki jai.
Jai. Thank you so much.
Ki Jai Gaura.
Jai.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Maharaj.
Thank you,
Krishna
Guru Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Anasuya. Thank you,
Thank
Parikshit
you.
Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you so much, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari Bol.
Anasuya, if you have a few minutes after the class, do you think you can take my call?
Yes. We can do it now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hari
Thank you
Bol.
so much.